So which type of docking station should you purchase in 2025? Should you purchase a Thunderbolt 4 compatible docking station, or should you purchase a Thunderbolt 5 compatible docking station? That is like the question of the year. Which one should I purchase? And these are some very good docking stations here, but we want to purchase the right one. And I'm going to help you guys out today with your purchase, or with just knowing the difference between a Thunderbolt 4 docking station, also a USB-C 4 docking station, and the new Thunderbolt 5 docking station. So this is an Ivanky Fusion Dock Max 1, and this is an Ivanky Fusion Dock Pro 3. So Ivanky sent this out to me for a review and comparison. So that's what I'm going to do for you guys today. And by the end of it all, you'll know which one to get. So without further ado, I have a lot to cover, guys. I went into a lot of details with these docking stations just to give you that thorough information so you'll know which one to choose. So again, without further ado, let's go and do it. Let's go. Okay, so before I start talking about these docking stations here, let's go over the difference between Thunderbolt 4 and Thunderbolt 5. So with a Thunderbolt 4 and the Fusion Dock Max 1, this is a Thunderbolt 4. Now that's going to be, as far as the data transfer speed, it's going to be 40 gigabytes per second. All right, so that's moving pretty quick. All right, now for the new kid on the block, this is going to be the Fusion Dock Pro 3. This is going to be, as far as data transfer speed, it's going to be from 80 gigabytes per second to 120 gigabytes per second. So this is really moving. So the question here is, you know, which one of these docking stations should you get right now? Which one makes sense for you? So I'm going to get into all that, and I'm going to plug in these monitors here. Now, these are two 1080p monitors. They're not any 4K or 6K or 8K monitors, but it's just to show you what these docking stations can do here. All right, so the first docking station I want to really get into is going to be the flagship docking station, guys. So this docking station, it's pretty good as far as aesthetics here, guys. This is a very nice looking docking station, guys. It has up to 20 ports. That's a lot of ports on a docking station, probably the most I've seen. Now this docking station, as far as the power, it can take up to 180 watts of power. And for power delivery, you know, going to your laptop to charge your laptop from this docking station is going to be up to 140 watts. So that's going to charge your laptop pretty quickly here. But let's go over some of these ports. So it has two USB-C 6K ports in the front for 6K resolution here. It has two USB 3.0. Now the slot is USB-A, but the speed here is USB 3.0. It's up to 10 gigabytes per second for a speed. You have two USB-C outlets down here. This is going to be a power delivery. And I believe this one can deliver up to 30 watts here. Then you have another USB-C slot here, and these are going to go to SSD storage devices and can deliver data up to 10 gigabytes per second. All right, then you have a 3.5 millimeter jack. This one right here is in particular, you see a microphone. You can go ahead and connect a microphone to this or a headset. Then you have your TF card reader, and then you have your SD card reader. Now on the back, we have another 3.5 millimeter jack here, and this is going to go just for computer speakers. You have USB 3.0. Again, it's a USB-A slot here, but USB 3.0 speeds, which is 10 gigabytes per second. And that's, you know, going to go to could be storage devices. You can also plug in keyboards, mouses with that. But that's just as far as the data rate speed. It'll go to like a little storage device pretty quickly at 10 gigabytes per second. Guys, that's moving. Another USB 10 gigabytes, up to 10 gigabytes per second outlet here. There's a lot of these USB 3.0 outlets here. I think, you know, in the next 3 or 4 years, these are probably going to be going away. A lot of new devices don't have USB. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of devices that use USB 3.0 or USB 2.0, but you know, in the future, maybe 3 to 5 years from now, you're not going to have a lot of these on docking stations. It's just going to be USB-C. All right, so we got an optical cable. This is if you want to hook this to a sound bar or some amplifier, a bigger speaker. Then we have an RJ45 jack, and I believe this is going to be 2.5 gigabits per second as far as the speed. So that's pretty quickly. I mean, that's moving as far as hardline internet connection. Then we have two HDMI 4K, I believe these are 4K up to 60 hertz HDMI slots here. Then we have 6K, I believe 6K up to 60 hertz USB-C, both of these here. And this is going to be input from your laptop to the docking station. That's going to be 40 gigabytes per second per USB-C outlet. And then we have the power here. So this is a great docking station, guys. Very powerful, premium, looks really good, guys. USB-C 4 and Thunderbolt 4 docking station. Now let's talk about this docking station, and then I'll go over the differences here. All right, so this is the Fusion Dock Pro 3. I believe this is Ivanky's first Thunderbolt 5, 120 gigabytes per second docking station here. And let's go ahead and talk about the ports, and then we'll get into the differences between this one and their flagship one here. All right, so this one, it can receive up to 240 watts power. Now, as far as power delivery, going to your laptop, charging your laptop, it can charge up to 140 watts. So that's very quickly. Now, earlier, I believe I said that this can go up to 140 watts as far as power delivery. No, it can go up to 96 watts as far as power delivery going to your laptop, charging your laptop back up. So that's still pretty fast. So this one can do 96 power delivery to your laptop, and this one can do 140. All right, so that is moving very quickly. So let's go ahead and talk about the ports. The first is going to be USB-C, and it says 140. This is going to go straight to your laptop. It's going to have a Thunderbolt 5 USB-C cable that goes here. And you have another USB-C. This is going to be up to 60 watts here. This particular port is going to be up to 60 watts, so you can charge something else. You can charge your phone. You can even probably charge another laptop because it's going up to 60 watts, or you can charge a tablet. So that's pretty good here. You have a USB 3.0. It's going to be up to 10 gigabytes as far as speed here, guys. So if you have an SSD, or you have an older hard drive, you have equipment that takes a USB-C here, you can go ahead and stick it here. Data rate speed is pretty fast on it as well. You have an SD card, a reader here. You have a 3.5 millimeter jack. You can stick your headphones and your microphones in here. Now on the back here, we have three USB 3.0 slots here. And this is going to be 5G. This is going to be 5 gigabytes here as far as data rate speed. And the next two here is going to be 10 gigabytes as far as data rate speed there. So next you have an RJ45. This is going to be 2.5 gigabits per second. So that's also pretty quickly. It's moving pretty fast, guys. So that's good. And then you have two 15-watt USB-C slots here. So two 15-watt USB-C slots, and then you have a power in. Now for the USB ports here, you also have power delivery. So if you have like a power bank, you have battery packs for your cameras that you're charging here. Now you have BC 1.2 and you have Apple Charge here. So instead of the regular 5 watts with the BC 1.2 and Apple Charge, you can charge your devices up to 7 watts, 7.5 watts. So it's a little bit faster. And with Apple Charge, you can go up to about 12 watts charging your devices from the USB port here. You have one in the front and you have two in the back. You'll see like a little small lightning sign. That means it has power delivery to your devices that use the USB. So that's pretty cool. This one's actually a lot simpler than this one. This one is like 20 in 1. This one is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 12 in 1. So a lot simpler, but a lot more powerful. So let's get into the differences here. Let's get into the differences between the Fusion Dock Max 1 and the Fusion Pro 3 here. The Fusion Dock Pro 3. What are the differences here? So the differences here, guys, is with this one, this is more right now, I'll say. This is more, I was going to say more modern. This is more modern / futuristic. And the reason why this is most modern, and this is like the current one here, because it supports Thunderbolt 4 and it supports USB-C 4. And as far as resolution, when you're hooking this up to your monitor and when you're using different, let's say you're using an external graphic processing unit, or you're using M.2 SSD, external SSD, this is what most of those devices, they can only go up to 40 gigabytes per second as far as data transfer speed. So a lot of things are not going up to 80 gigabytes per second yet. So this is more of a futuristic. And the biggest thing here is the monitors. Guys, this particular one here, I have a Mac Mini M4 monitor. I have a Mac Mini M4 computer, and I hooked it up to here. Well, a Mac Mini M4 can do up to, my M4 can do up to 2 6K resolution monitors. It can do one 8K. It can do, if it's doing 3 monitors, it can do 2 6Ks and 1 5K. It can do 2 6Ks and 1 4K going to the HDMI port, or it can do 1 8K, and I believe it can do 1 8K and then 1 4K. Now, if that's the 1 8K and 1 4K is a little bit different. I'll put, if I got that wrong, I'll put it in the description. But it can do it can do high resolution monitors, guys. And this can do it here too. This can do up to four 6K monitors at the same time. Now with that, you're gonna need a Mac Mini Pro or Mac Mini Max. So you're gonna need some type of high powered computer, and I believe for 4 monitors hooked up to this, you're gonna need a computer that has Thunderbolt 5 compatible. All right, because my Mac Mini is an M4, it's Thunderbolt 4. My Mac Mini is Thunderbolt 4, and I can only go up to 3 monitors. And my monitors, again, it's 2 6K and 1 5K monitor for the 3 monitors there. Now with the Fusion Dock Pro 3, now as far as the ports here, you can do up to 2 8K at 60 Hertz, or 2 6K at 60 Hertz, or 3 4K at 144 Hertz. So if you have a monitor that's 6K or 8K, and you're doing any type of editing, or you just have these high resolution monitors, then you might want to opt out for the Thunderbolt 5 docking station that's compatible with Thunderbolt 5, this docking station here. All right, so if you have, but a lot of people are not going to have an 8K monitor or a 6K monitor right now. Most people are just gonna have a 4K monitor, or like me, a 1080p. So I don't think a lot of people are ready for this yet. And to get the full capacity of this, you have to have a laptop or a desktop that supports Thunderbolt 5. To generate that power, to generate that bandwidth, you have to have something that supports that, which means you also have to have a monitor like an 8K or a 6K monitor that supports that. You have to have your M.2 SSD, external SD, that supports Thunderbolt 5. You got to have a external graphic card that supports Thunderbolt 5. So you have to have all the equipment to support it to get the full effect of this docking station. And a lot of people may not have that. Now, if you have 2 6K monitors, or you have 2 8K monitors, and you have a computer that is compatible with Thunderbolt 5, then yes, get this get this docking station. You know, you have a docking station, have a cord to go here and go inside here. Then you can hook your monitors up here. You can hook your other devices up here, and this will be great. This is basically, these docking stations are just pass-through equipment. All right, so if you have a MacBook Pro Max or something like that, and it supports Thunderbolt 5, all right, and you just hook that one little cable, Thunderbolt 5 cable up to this slot right here, and you have all these ports that you can play around with. Again, up to 2 8K monitors. If you're doing any type of video editing on 8K, this would be perfect for that. Perfect for video editing. Now, as far as the eGPU, as far as those that external graphic processing units, a lot of those are not Thunderbolt 5 compatible yet. So they're still at that 40 gigabytes per second for these external processing unit as far as graphic units, as far as playing games. But there are a few that are going to the 80 gigabytes per second. They'll have a few by the end of this year, or they have a few sometime in the next few months, or they may have a few right now. But it's still very new. It's still in its infancy stages. But if you happen to have an external graphic processing unit that can go up to 80 gigabytes per second, and you have a computer that can support that, then yeah, go ahead and get this. This will work better for you. All right, but if you don't, which probably most people don't right now, then I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it yet. Now, if you want to future-proof yourself, you can future-proof yourself with this, but I think this could be a waste of money right now if you don't have the equipment. And I think this right here, the Fusion Dock Max 1, it will still be relevant for at least 3 to 5 years, probably even longer. Right, so 3 to 5 years. But if you're like me, I just have a 1080p. I have SSD, but they're not up to 80 gigabytes per second. They're not even that many computers. Now they're catching up. That has support for Thunderbolt 5. There are not many computers that can go up to from 80 to 120 gigabytes per second. So that's something you guys need to know. That's the main difference between a Fusion dock or a docking station that supports USB-C 4 and Thunderbolt 4, and a docking station that is Thunderbolt 5 compatible. All right, they're both great docking stations, but again, it's going to be a lot more compatible with this one because a lot of people have 1080p monitors, 4K monitors, and this can run a 1080p monitor. This can run 2 of my 1080p monitors here, no problem. It can run 4K monitors, but to get the full effect of this, you're going to need a computer that supports a Thunderbolt 5, and you're going to need devices that support Thunderbolt 5. All right, so if you want to future-proof yourself, you can do that with this one, but the one that makes a little bit more sense, that has most of the ports, is going to be Fusion Dock Max 1 here. And this particular one has more ports here. It's 20 ports compared to that. I believe I said it was 12 ports here. Now, there are other docking stations with more ports as far as the Thunderbolt 5. There's other docking stations, but comparing these two, this one it has more ports. But that's the main difference. Let me go ahead and hook this up. But if you guys have any questions, just put your questions below if you have any more questions between the Thunderbolt 4 compared to Thunderbolt 5. But my recommendations right now is a Thunderbolt 4 here. For right now, if you have, most of us have 4K monitors. We have different devices that, as far as data transfer rate, it's going to be 40 gigabytes per second. All right, but it is getting there. There are many devices that are doing up to 80 gigabytes per second as far as the M.2 SSDs. And because if you're doing heavy data transfers and all that, you're gonna want something that's very fast. 40 gigabytes is pretty fast, but this, guys, is very, very relevant still. All right, let's go ahead. I'm just gonna go ahead and plug these in for you. I'm gonna use my Mac Mini here. Now, using my Mac Mini, it does have limitations because it's just an M4. So there's going to be limitations on this one here. And as far as this one, you will see kind of the full effects what a 1080p monitor can do and how to plug it in. And we can just go from there. Let me go ahead and show you guys. Now, which one would I recommend? Now, I talked about this throughout the video, but here's a summary. Which one I would recommend? I would definitely recommend the Fusion Dock Max 1. This is more modern. This is more today right now. And I think this will be compatible for at least 3 to 4 more years. This is a 20-port docking station. So if you want a docking station for your laptop or your computer, this one will be the one to get. I would recommend this over this because most devices are compatible with this. You can go up to 6K, and not many people even have 6K monitors right now. A lot of people probably don't even have 4K monitors, all right? Although it's catching up, there are a lot of 4K monitors out there. But this one right here, this one takes the cake right now. This is the one I would definitely recommend. If you, right now, have compatible devices that are compatible with Thunderbolt 5. You have a compatible eGPU, you have a compatible M.2 SSD, you have a compatible monitor. When I'm saying compatible monitors, I mean 2 8K monitors or 6K monitors. If you're doing heavy gaming, if you're doing heavy video editing on 8K, you know, this is kind of more for advanced users. If you're doing that, I would definitely recommend this, the Thunderbolt 5 right now. Or if you just want to future-proof yourself, you know, I would recommend this. But for the average household, probably wouldn't recommend this type of docking station. If you want to use a docking station, I probably wouldn't recommend this for at least 3 to 5 years, because you really don't need it. You really don't need it. And this is a really nice docking station. Again, like I said, if you're using all that and you have all the compatible devices to it, go ahead, by all means, purchase this one. But as far as average, most people, they don't need this yet. This is, again, more for advanced users. So if you consider yourself advanced users and you have a laptop, you need a heavy duty docking station, go for this one. But this one, I believe, takes the cake. Fusion Dock Pro 5, I'm sorry, the Fusion Dock Pro 3 and the Fusion Dock Max 1. These are some good docking stations. Now, I'm pretty sure there'll be many different questions. Please leave all your questions down below, and I'll get to those questions in a timely manner. I'll catch you guys on the next video, but until then, y'all have a great day out there. All right, guys, so I want to give you a quick demonstration of how to hook up these two docking stations. So I'm using my Mac Mini M4. This is the new kid on the block. I did a video review of this a couple weeks back. If you're watching this a years from now, it's a year back, but I'll put the link down below so you guys can go ahead and check that out. So coming from my M4 Mac Mini, I'm going to use two USB-C ports to go into this docking station here, and I'm going to use one USB-C port to go into this docking station here. Now, the two USB-C ports going to, now if you use a laptop, and most of you guys probably will be using some type of laptop, and usually the MacBook Pros, they have just two USB-C cords, and Ivanky for this particular docking station comes with a 40 gigabytes per second wire. All right, so it'll go into your laptop like this, and then this part right here will go into the docking station. This is 40 gigabytes per second, which is going to be Thunderbolt 4 wire. It'll give you this to plug into your laptop, and then it'll plug in two here, and the two will go like this. Let me unplug this. So the two here will go. It says laptop here. One will go in here, and basically it'll manage these two ports here, and the other one will go in here. These both 40 gigs, and it'll manage these two ports here, and they'll also manage these two ports here. Now, if I had a computer, now if I had a like M4 Max that can take up to do it again. Now, if I had an M4 Max, you know, that can take up to, you know, Thunderbolt 5, then I would probably just need one Thunderbolt 5 core, and I can plug in multiple devices there. But I don't have that. So that's how I'm gonna hook that up. And let me show you guys how to do it. So instead of using these two wires here, because I don't have a laptop, I'm gonna go ahead and use two USB-C cords. This is a regular cord. I'm not sure if this is even a Thunderbolt 4 USB-C. Be careful with the cords that you have, because not all USB-C cords are equal. All right, but I do have a Thunderbolt 5 USB-C cord right here. So I am gonna use this one for the first docking station. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook these two up, just like this here. This is my Thunderbolt 5 USB-C cord. And I'm going to hook the bottom one up, and I'm going to hook these up to my Mac Mini M4. Now, because my M4, the limitations on my Mac Mini M4 is 3 monitors, I can only hook up 3 monitors at one time. I'm going to hook up this monitor, I'm going to hook up my TV. So both of these monitors are 1080p. This is going to be a 4K TV. Now, so because of the limitations on the Mac Mini M4, I can only hook up 3 at once. I cannot hook up 4. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna come over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these USB adapters, USB-C to HDMI adapter. I'm going to use this one, I'm going to use this one, and I'm also going to use USB-C to dual HDMI adapter. If you want to know how guys want to know how to use these, or want to know what these are for, you have no idea what's the difference between an HDMI splitter and an HDMI adapter, I do have a video for that. I'll put that down in the description below as well. So let's go ahead and hook this up. So I'll hook up these two monitors. Let me hook this up. I'm gonna hook this up right here into the back of, I'm sorry, I put this in the wrong slot here. Let me put this in the laptop slot. And it's gonna manage these ports here. All right, now we'll hook this, and this goes up to 6K. So I'm gonna hook this here, and I'm gonna hook the other one here, and I'm gonna find my HDMI cords, and I'm gonna hook those into the monitors. So again, I got two cords, two 40 gigabytes per second cords going, well, they're not two 40 gigabytes per second. They're supposed to be 40 gigabytes per second. One is a Thunderbolt 5, and another one, I'm not sure exactly what this USB-C, the speed on this is, but I got two cords going into the laptop input here, which is feeding this. And I got two monitors that's going to feed these two monitors, and I'm going to put probably another monitor in an HDMI slot, or I could put it in a 6K slot in the front. So let's go ahead and do that. Before I add power, let me get my HDMI cords here. All right, real quick, guys. So I used the wrong USB-C cord here, guys. So this one right here is, I don't even think this is Thunderbolt 3 or 4. So I got the basis. This is a basis USB-C cord. I think it's from one of my other docking stations. This is either a Thunderbolt 3 or 4 cord. So you got to be careful which ones you use. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss this one aside. So this one's gonna go into my docking station where it says laptop here. I'm gonna put this one in here. So this is going to give me access to 3 monitors now, and I'm going to put this other end into my Mac Mini M4 and one of the USB-C slots here. So now we're good to go. And just a quick recap, I have a Thunderbolt 5 cord here, and I have a Thunderbolt either 3 or 4 cord here, and that's going to power these. I have a USB-C cord here that's going to this monitor, and I have the HDMI cord that's plugged in that's going to my TV, and then below this particular one right here, the 3 or 4, is powering this USB-C cord that's going to this monitor right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug everything up here, guys, and everything should come on. I also added the keyboard here, so I'll pull up a window and show you how to extend it monitor. I'll go through each monitor here, but it's that simple. So let me go ahead and plug it in. Now remember, I have a Mac Mini M4, so 3 monitors, that's the limitation. If you have a Mac Mini M4 Max, or you have a MacBook M4 Max, then you can get more monitors. So I have my 4K TV on, this monitor on, and I'm waiting on this monitor, and it came on. Let's go ahead and pull up a window. Where am I at here? All right, let's go up and pull a window, and let's go through all monitors. Let me see. So it's with this one, and it's went here. So all in extended mode. You can hook up through this docking station, and then you can hook up all kind of other devices through this docking station. Again, this one receives 180 watts of power, and it gives out, as far as power delivery, up to 96 watts. So this is a beast docking station. It's a really good docking station here, guys, and it's compatible to modern day right now. So let's go ahead and hook up the Fusion Dock Pro 3. Let's go ahead and hook up this Thunderbolt 5 docking station. Okay, so next we're going to hook up the Fusion Dock Pro 3. I'm going to show you how to hook that up. Now for this particular docking station, this is the Thunderbolt 5 docking station, so we're going to use the Thunderbolt 5 cable here. Now remember, this cable, if you have a Thunderbolt 5 compatible computer, then this cable data transfer out of that port in the cable can go up to 120 gigabytes per second as far as speed. So it can go from 80 to 120 gigabytes per second. Now my MacBook or Mac Mini M4 can only go up to 40 gigabytes per second per USB-C slot in the back here. So we're just going to use one cable. We'll hook it to this. Now, because of the limitations on my Mac Mini M4, I can only do 2 monitors. Now, I was a little confused at first because I thought I could do 3 monitors, but I can only do 2 monitors because each USB-C port here can only host 2 monitors, and I'm only using 1 cable, and this is a limitation because it only goes up to 40 gigabytes per second. Now, if this is, again, a Thunderbolt 5 Mac Mini, like a Mac Mini M4 Max, then I can get away with 1 cable and I can host 3 different monitors. So I'm expecting 2 monitors out of here. So let's go ahead and do it. So I'm going to go ahead and plug one into the back of my Mac Mini M4. And I'm going to plug the other in to this port right here, the one that says 140 watts. Just like that. And then I'm gonna hook the 4K TV, and I'm gonna hook this Dell up here. So let me go ahead and do that now. Connect the 4K TV to the USB-C to HDMI adapter here. So connect it here. And I'll plug this in. And I'll do the other one here. Let's see here. Again, this HDMI cable is going to this USB-C adapter. I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the back here. Now, again, just to show you guys that it can only do 2 monitors, it's not compatible for 3 monitors because of the limitation in the data transfer speed. Right now, let me see, make sure I have both monitors up here. Let me use the mouse. All right, and make sure I have my TV on. Okay, and yep, and let's go to, all right, so I should be good. So I got 2 monitors here, just to see here, in extended mode, 2 monitors here. So now, I can try for 3 monitors, but it's not compatible here. And the Thunderbolt 5 compatible devices can do up to 2 8K monitors at 60 hertz, 2 6K monitors at 60 hertz, and 3 4K monitors at 144 hertz. So if you have 8K monitors and you have a compatible device, a compatible computer, you can knock that out. You can knock that out with this docking station. Now, particularly, this is going to be made for a laptop. All right, so but if you have this docking station, you can put up to 2 8K monitors there and just use your other devices. So if I try to put this monitor here in front, getting 3, it's not going to do it. So it's only going to be these 2 monitors here. Okay. And as far as the resolution goes, now this one right here, this Fusion Dock Max 1 can take up to 4 6K monitors. So it can do up to 4 6K monitors, but that's going to depend on the computer that you have. It has to be Thunderbolt 5 or M4 Max. It depends on the type of computer that you have that can take up to 4 monitors, but this can take up to 4 monitors at 6K. And what's really important is what you're feeding it, which is going to be this, what's feeding is, which is going to be this Mac Mini. And I went over all the resolutions of the Mac Mini in my video, what it can take as far as resolution, because it can do a lot here. It can do 8K, it can do 6K, and another port can do 5K, and another port can do 4K. And I'll go over I went over all that in my video, and I'll put that down in the description below when I reviewed the Mac Mini M4. But I just want to let you guys know, this is the 2 monitors here. This is how you hook up this docking station. You guys have any questions here? Any questions, please reach out. I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of different questions, but that's how you do it, these docking stations here.